Hey everybody, I'm Star.
And I'm Darius.
And we are here with the season finale of 25 days of Snack Time.
Wow, we made it.
With Darius. How are you?
I am the same as I've always been.
Yeah.
Just rolling along, doing good.
Bittersweet?
A little bit, I don't know if we've helped anyone. You don't know what contributions you've made with Snack Time. You hope you've made the world a better place.
No,
that's all you can do.
Of course.
Just keep on doing your best.
That you've just brought a tiny bit of joy.
Yeah.
Not even every day, just maybe here and there, a little spark.
Someone found a new snack or,
Maybe someone found a new snack. Before we move on, we should let everyone know that we will be back on Monday with a New Year's Day episode
So it doesn't end.
Of Snack Time with Darius. And moving forward, announcement to you, I hadn't even talked to you about this yet, but I think our weekly episode should be Hump Day!
Yay!
I mean, not only does it give us an excuse to say it every week, don't you think people need that little bit of lift?
Push everybody over the hump.
Just exactly.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
So that means that then we will have our episode Monday for New Year's Day, and then our Wednesday weekly episode, and it's kind of like tapering people off. We're not just going, it's all over. And then, of course, the special editions, Super Bowls and occasions, maybe Valentine's Day. So
I like it.
With this being our last episode, Darius.
I showered today. I prepared, put on a clean shirt and everything.
Oh, gosh. What day is it?
Friday, December 29th.
December 29th, 4 days past Christmas. How many days till New Year's?
2.
Two. It's coming right up on us, those winter holidays. Let's talk real quick before we get to our snack about that real special delivery I got today.
So Star was in need of a new pair of running shoes, and she was excited. The UPS guy came, knocked on the door.
I was upstairs working, and Dare said, "Are you expecting anything from UPS?" And I was like, "Yes, my new Pegasuses." And I know it's not, I don't know if it's Pegasi or Pegasus or Pegasuses, but I like Pegasuses.
And as you can see, maybe a little bit from the corner there, we get a lot of, we live in a busy street. See those cars? So there's traffic on our street all the time. And I mentioned to Star, you probably want to grab that so a porch pirate doesn't take them. We've been very fortunate never having things stolen that we know of.
We have.
But anyway.
That we know of.
Yeah, I guess we wouldn't know. So Star went and got this to the door, and there was a box. Now, typically when she orders shoes, the box is pretty identifiable. She sticks with one particular brand.
Shoe.
And so that Nike, even though they don't send the orange box anymore,
which I agree with. Now what they do is they send a more narrow box and it has the swoosh on it, but instead of putting a shoe box in a box, they just put the shoes in a shippable shoe box, basically. But there's no more redundancy.
But this one looked weird.
It was oddly shaped.
Yeah. So Star opened it and said,
"What the hell is this?"
Yeah.
I mean, it was just like the two shoes were stuffed in there. There was no tissue. They did have the inserts. We'll get to that. They did have the little inserts to keep the shape of the shoe. But normally there's that single fold of tissue and the extra. And so then I take them over to Darius and I'm like, this box is weird. And it was oddly taped.
She's like, are these used?
Because normally these Nike boxes, they've been glued. They haven't been taped within an inch of their life.
So we inspected the shoes closely and they were not used. There was no
dirt or anything like that.
Nothing on the bottoms.
But as I'm examining it and checking the size, I flipped the tongue up to look at the size because there was no box, that it was a plain brown box. And I say to Darius, "Does this feel wet?" And so the shoes, particularly the tongues, are wet, not soaking, but more than damp. And the shoe insert that keeps the shape of the shoe is soaked.
Yeah.
I mean,
we pulled them out and it was wet cardboard. So clearly something happened. Now, they've been having some bad rains out on the West Coast, and it's possible these originated in Oregon, possibly, or some, who knows. But long story short, they were definitely wet.
The theory here is, did they get damaged or wet? Did the original packing get wet in shipping? And so UPS just put them into another box. So we did get an email off to Nike and say, hey,
what the heck?
What? Do you know anything about this? And we will keep you updated.
So Snacktime is on the, Snacktime is investigate. So Snacktime
Yes.
Investigations
Snacktime investigates.
could be a new spin-off of Snacktime with Dare. So we'll see.
I love that. So, for today's snack, and there's no pivot to this at all, except what do wet shoes have to do with fruitcake? Fruitcake's not popular, so a lot of people may equate it with a wet, dirty shoe. We do not have fruitcake for you. However, we have a delightful cookie that my mom always made, and which recipe has been passed down to me. This is a fruitcake cookie. It has an oatmeal raisin spice palette, though there is no oatmeal in it whatsoever. It's kind of that butter, sugar, flowers, cinnamon, little bit of nutmeg spice palette. And then into that goes walnuts, raisins, and the part that is very controversial, candied fruit, like the all color rainbow mix, which is really dried pineapple, lime peel, orange peel, and lemon peel, and then cherries, like dried cherries, and they're candy.
I always wondered what that was.
It gets a dollop just of a plain vanilla buttercream frosting and a little piece of candied fruit on top. Darius does not remember these. He's had them, and I know that he's enjoyed them. These, to me, taste like the Christmases of my childhood. This was actually my favorite childhood cookie.
Wow.
The frosted cutout was not always my favorite. It was actually this.
Oh.
I am going to break.
Just take a bite. Just take a bite of it. Don't.
No, you take a bite because you
will.
always go first with our snack.
well.
So please, Darius, taste our snack. You know, the good news is I don't see you wincing like I did with the ketchup chick.
Since it's not really fruit, not real fruit, it's delicious. That's pretty good.
Pretty good?
I can taste the cinnamon, I can taste the walnut.
Now, raisins are
I
real
taste the
fruit.
raisins, well, but they're made out of
They're
wine.
still dried and
Well,
often.
they're made out of grapes, which is which wine comes from.
So,
you know, yeah, that's pretty tasty.
I have been eating these the past couple of nights as my bedtime snack. So, right there,
Yeah, that's the
our
first
cookie's
time.
a snack.
That's the first time I've had that in a couple of years. That's
It's
pretty
nice,
good.
isn't it?
Yeah. You did a nice job with that.
Thank you.
You've done a nice job with all the holiday treats.
The
And
praline.
the pralines,
The spice nuts.
the spice nuts, your Christmas cookies. Yeah, it's just been a
And
good.
you've done a great job of introducing me to snacks that I wouldn't necessarily know that I would like. You know,
You had those pretzels that you liked. The ketchup chips you didn't.
Right, no, we won't go back there. But the beer cheese pretzels were outstanding. The cheese balls, you know, that we had on Christmas, that's not something I would think I would like. You know, traditionally I'm more of a fruit and vegetable person. And I don't necessarily think that something like a manufactured cheese ball is going to be my favorite. And I have thought about those. I have thought about going to Target to see if I could find more of them because they were just delicious.
Yep. So
So-
it's been a good season. Thank you
Yeah.
all. Thank you all. Here's to a great New Year's Eve for all of you. You know, I've been seeing a lot of things about people getting so caught up in how so many people had so many victories in the past year, and
Did you?
you see all this stuff and you start to feel, gosh, you know, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. But at the end of the day, getting through a year is a win. So good job, everybody, for getting through another one.
You know, on that point, I remember one New Year's. I'll see if I can find it and put it up in stories after this. But one year around New Year's time, I actually posted a bad selfie that I had taken of myself crying. And this seems really It seems really strange, but it wasn't. I took this picture. It was after we dropped from Javelina years and years ago. But I took this picture because when you go back and you see things like that, it reminds you of your capacity. Like when you're in a low place, it reminds you like, hey, I've been this low before and I've come back and I've been okay. And when you see these highlights and these recap reels, what you don't see, or I mean, you can attest, the first 4 weeks of January for me last year, I had my worst mental health challenges that I've had in 5 or 6 years. I mean, January was a very dark month.
Rough one.
And you then had some pretty rough times this fall after your big swim, kind of the letdown from that, the letdown from the big marathon event and everything. You really had a couple weeks of being pretty low too. And those are the things that aren't necessarily in the highlights reel. Yeah. And so I think it's important too, when you feel like I haven't had all of these big wins, to remember that most people aren't saying these are the days that got me to the wins, and they really weren't pretty.
So with that, we want you to stay positive. Have a great weekend. We will see you on
Monday.
1124.
1124. Until then, folks, stay safe and keep snacking. Bye.